Chris Allingham with Virtual Weber Bullet. Today I want to tell you about 3 unusual barbecue restaurant locations that I visited recently. My wife and I had an opportunity to travel to Indiana, take care of some personal business. We drove all the way from California through Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, into Indiana. Stayed there for 2 weeks, and then we drove back from Indiana through Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and back to California. And on that road trip back home, we stopped in 3 states at 3 locations and enjoyed some pretty good barbecue. The first one was really fabulous. The second one was all right. And the third one was pretty good too. All of them in unusual locations. And I want to share those with you and encourage you to not be afraid to try barbecue when you're on the road in unusual spots and locations. You may find something that is fabulous, or you may find something that's just at least okay, but it satisfies your urge for barbecue. So let me show you where those were. Our first stop is Joe's Kansas City Barbecue. It's located at 47th and Mission in Kansas City, Kansas, right next door to Kansas City, Missouri. Of the 3 restaurants I'm going to tell you about today, this is the one you've really got to get to if you ever have a chance. If you're ever in Kansas City, this is a must stop at for barbecue. Joe's Kansas City Barbecue is located in a gas station, an actual operating gas station. You'll notice that there are 2 pumps still outside that are used. I watched someone pump gas while I was there. But it is mainly a restaurant these days, and you can read on their website all about the details of how this was founded. It's changed over the years, of course. It's operated today by Jeff and Joy Steeney, who they both have a long history in competition barbecue. And again, I could make an entire video about them, but I'll let you read about them in the About Us portion of the Joe's Kansas City Barbecue website, which I'll link down in the description of this video. There is some signage visible from outside the restaurant that talks about the Z-Man. The Z-Man is their specialty barbecue sandwich. It consists of brisket with provolone cheese and onion rings. They do it in a variety of other versions with other meats, but that's their claim to fame in terms of sandwiches. In this photo, you can see the corner of the restaurant that is still dedicated to the gas station. This is where you come in to pay your bill, and they do sell a couple of things like some motor oil to help motorists, but for the most part, as I said, this is really a barbecue restaurant. And in this photo, you can see the walkway up toward the ordering counter. Pretty small restaurant, not a whole lot of tables. This is where you walk up to order. The menu board is up on the wall, and there is a friendly guy there who will help walk you through the menu. A lot of people were there that were visitors, you could tell, just like us, and he will be happy to help you figure out what are some of the best things to order. You can see here a copy of the menu. Consisting of sandwiches, specialty sandwiches, versions of the Z-Man sandwich. They do have barbecue dinners, chicken and rib dinners, just ribs, meat by the pound, and then they have a bunch of good side dishes. Here's a shot of the dining room where we sat and ate our meals. Again, not very big, just typically 4 top tabletops with sauce and napkins at the table. Here's a photo of what we ordered. We had 2 brisket sandwiches, 1 single order of shareable French fries. My wife had some spicy coleslaw. I had some of the beans. I think my wife liked the beans better than I did, but the French fries were fantastic. They were so delicious. They're dusted with a spice that they put on. It's really good. And I snuck a picture through the pass into the kitchen, and you can see they've got a big fry setup back there, cranking out all these delicious French fries. It was really a highlight of the meal. As for the brisket sandwich, though, going back to that, it was very thinly sliced, and I think that is a style at Kansas City restaurants. It was not thick slabs of meat. It was very thinly sliced on a machine, clearly, unless they have a really good guy with a knife back there. Now, you could argue that hides bad brisket potentially by slicing it thin. Anything is edible when you slice it thin enough, but you could tell this was really top-notch brisket. It was very delicious, very well prepared, very tender. And this was really a great, great meal. I go back in a heartbeat, and I recommend that you get there too. As for the decor in the dining room, these guys have a long history of tremendous success in competition barbecue. So The dining room is surrounded with pictures and memorabilia from the various contests that they've participated in. And this sign reflects their brand of barbecue sauces and rubs that they have called Cowtown Barbecue. So, hey, if you're ever in the Kansas City area, whether it's Missouri or Kansas, make sure you get yourself over to Joe's Kansas City Barbecue. Go to the original gas station location. It's a very unique spot. They have other locations, and I'm sure the food is just as good, but you want to go to the gas station location. It's the most unique situation you've probably experienced in terms of a barbecue restaurant. Highly recommend it. Our second barbecue stop is now a convenience store and a gas station. This is Buc-ee's in Denton, Texas. Buc-ee's is a mega convenience store and gas station. They're known for their super clean and abundant restrooms with restroom attendants that are taking care of them constantly, and many, many pumps outside of the gas station. But inside, the store is filled with every kind of snack, junk food, cold beverage, and trinket and tchotchke you can imagine. Here's a couple of pictures from when I was there a couple of years ago. When I was there a couple of years ago, though, I didn't try the barbecue. I was kind of snobbish about it, but when I went through this time, I decided I was going to try the barbecue because I heard it was actually not too bad. And here you can see the signage that they have around the restaurant. They are not shy about the fact that they're selling barbecue, and they do mention that they're using certified Angus brisket. I don't think they're making any of this in-house because I don't smell any smoke and don't see any smokers. It probably comes in from a commissary or from a supplier. But the briskets do come out onto the cutting board as whole briskets, and then the guy chops them up and he sauces them. And they get pre-wrapped and packaged and put under a heating lamp for you to just pick up and take to the cash register. These are chopped brisket sandwiches, and these are pulled pork sandwiches. And they had, I think, turkey sandwich, and they had a couple other things. We bought a brisket sandwich and a pulled pork sandwich, and these are some Buc-ee's fresh-made potato chips on the side, which were okay, not great. But here's a shot of the brisket sandwich, and it's a chopped sandwich with sauce mixed in, but it has a lot more texture than it appears in this photo. There were some larger chunks of meat that were still in there, and then some was finely chopped, so it has some good texture to it, I would say. And the sauce was pretty tasty and not really objectionable. And here's more of an interior view. Sorry to see my bite marks, but I wanted you to see inside kind of how coarsely textured the meat was. This was an okay barbecue sandwich, considering it's from a convenience store at a gas station. I think the brisket sandwiches were $7.95. They were not cheap, but they were a generous sandwich. There was a lot of meat on this sandwich. And, you know, when you're on the road and you're popping in for gas and some Mountain Dew and some Slim Jims, and you want to pick yourself up a brisket sandwich, you could do a lot worse than to pick up a barbecue sandwich at Buc-ee's. So when you're on the road in Texas and other places in the South, I know Buc-ee's is expanding, you might want to pop in there and try some of Buc-ee's barbecue. Not too bad. Our third and last interesting barbecue restaurant location is in the state of Arizona. We're going down the interstate and we're passing through some interesting topography on the road. And we end up at the Tucson Lazy Days KOA in Tucson, Arizona. It's a very nice resort. We didn't expect, however, to find barbecue there. There's a restaurant inside the resort called Barbecue Rush. It's so good that it attracts people from outside the resort to come in and eat. If you're staying at the KOA, you can order it to go, or they will even bring it to your trailer or your camper, believe it or not. So that's pretty cool. Here's a shot of inside the restaurant. Typical barbecue decor, nothing fancy. Not very busy on the day that we were there, but apparently they have music certain nights of the week, and it gets to be an interesting scene. They've got a sign up on the wall that talks about the Texas barbecue that they make, the temperature they cook it at. They do it low and slow. They use post oak. So these were all good signs. We checked out the menu. You can see here the usual suspects of brisket, pork, chicken, spare ribs, sausage. They also have a meatloaf they do, which I guess is pretty popular. And this comes in the format of barbecue plates and sandwiches. They do burgers and some other appetizers as well. And interestingly enough, separate from this menu, they have a whole bunch of Indian foods as well. They have tikka masala and some other things. So they do kind of a mashup of barbecue as well as some Indian food. We, of course, ordered barbecue, and here's my lunch. Anytime I see tater tots on a menu, I order them because I cannot deep fry them at home, and that's the best way to have a tater tot. So here you can see the brisket sandwich that I had with tater tots and some pickles on the side. This was a really nice sandwich. It was a huge, generous amount of meat, and it had good texture. It was a combination of some finely chopped and some coarsely chopped meat. Came with a tiny bit of sauce on top, and then they gave you extra on the side. A nice sandwich. This was not, let's don't kid ourselves, this is not Franklin barbecue level barbecue, but for something unexpected that you find inside a KOA campground, this was quite satisfying. So if you were ever camping and passing through the Tucson, Arizona area, if you happen to stay at the KOA, you might be in for a treat of some barbecue at Barbecue Rush. Well, that wraps up this video on 3 interesting and unusual barbecue locations that I recently visited. I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you very much. I would encourage you to please like and subscribe to my videos and click the notification bell if you would. That will get you a notice when I send out new videos, and it really does help with helping other people find my videos on YouTube. So thank you very much for your support. Take care, everybody. Hope you're having an enjoyable summer of great barbecue. We're coming up on the Memorial Day weekend and the beginning of summer. So I hope you have a great summer ahead, and we'll look forward to seeing you again online on these videos. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.